Hey guys, it's Kim and welcome back to another video. As you can probably see in the frame, I have here my laptop, and that's because today I am going to reveal to you all the truth behind Menhereke. I've been receiving lots of messages lately from people on YouTube and from my social media, all telling me how excited they are that they are going to try out Menhereke. Lots of lovely people have also messaged me saying that I'm quite a inspiration to them and that I've inspired them to try their style out. However, I have come across quite a few misconceptions of what Menhereke is to some people. I suppose if you've looked at me as a role model, I may have perhaps misled you to believe Menhereke is only one kind of idea, and that's what I class as Menhereke. I just wanted to create a video for you guys. I've done lots of research, I've looked at lots of different articles, lots of different blogs, lots of different takes of what Menhereke is. I've got to the origin of it, and of course I'm going to tell you and explain to you what I believe Menhereke is. I just wanted you all to know that if you were planning on trying out this fashion style, then I wanted to make sure that you all knew what exactly it was that you were getting into, and that you understand that just my style within Menhereke isn't the only way you can take it. I'm sorry if I turn to my laptop now and then, this is just got my notes on for reference. All of the sources that I've used I'll link in my bio. Okay, so let's get started. So the origin of the name Menhera actually derived from a term called mental healther, which was a title used within the health board in Japan. Although the word Menhera is used in Japan by the health board to use as a representation of people who suffer from mental health, to use the word in this sort of context is actually quite offensive. It's kind of a derogatory term to use towards those who suffer with mental health, and the closest English equivalent of the word Menhera is probably psycho. And of course it's quite obvious to know to call someone who suffers from mental health a psycho is obviously extremely offensive. It's also been used as a stereotypical label for those who display insecure romantic attachments to people. In this context, Menhera kind of shares similarities to that of a yandere, and can also kind of share tendencies with a yangiri. The difference between the three is that a yandere would be, I will kill anyone who looks at my senpai or will get between me and my senpai. A yangiri's idea would be, I'll kill senpai if I feel like it. And the difference between those two and Menhera is that the Menhera attitude would be, I will kill either myself or senpai if senpai doesn't notice me. For a very long time, through generations, just like most of the world, but probably even more so in Japan, the thought of mental health and the idea of discussing mental health is kind of looked down upon in Japan. There is a huge stigma towards it. This has led people to feel uncomfortable and not willing to talk about mental health. They feel as if they are unable to discuss it, and so they feel really uncomfortable. However, due to the increasing number of manga series that involve mental health issues, such as one you may know as Menhera-chan. Also, by the way, if you haven't seen Menhera-chan, basically what happens is that her and her friends, they fight against evil that may turn people into bullies, but how they actually fight against evil is that they cut their wrist open, and by cutting their wrist they turn into these magnificent warriors. But due to these manga series and being talked about in popular culture, Menhera has come to acquire a new meaning across a new generation. In the past few years, the idea and concept of mental health has really been hidden behind the kawaii culture in Japanese society. One of the biggest reasons why people may doubt mental health in Japan is that they may believe that just because someone looks happy and looks bubbly, it means that they do not suffer from mental health. This is why artists such as Izaki Busoko, who invented Menhera-chan, have become such a huge idol across this generation of people who suffer with mental health. This ultimately sparked the birth of Yami Kawaii, which was kind of like a revolt against the kawaii culture. It was a revolt against the kawaii culture because obviously this idea, this stigma behind if you have mental health then you wouldn't dress in pastel pink. Therefore, dressing in dark colours, colours against the kawaii culture, it was trying to bring about an awareness saying, if you think I don't suffer from mental health just because I dress like a cute cuddly teddy bear, then I will go against dressing like that, and maybe it will bring about some thought across society. However, dislike to yami kawaii, Menheruke have lots of different structures and colour palettes to yami kawaii, although still having the same kind of message. Menheruke mixes kind of negative, disturbing kind of images with a really cute colour palette. Along with wearing popular casual clothing as well, Menheruke ultimately is the idea of looking normal and looking cute in the kawaii fashion, having few small statement pieces of prints that if you were to look at first, due to its pastel appearance, you may think, oh, that's really cute, but only to someone who really specifically looked, you would be able to tell that these prints, these drawings, these accessories actually hold a different meaning. So a very repetitive and kind of more well-known style of Menheruke is that kind of similar to Fairyke. They have the same kind of silhouette because they like to wear oversized tops and jumpers, t-shirts with pleated skirts or short shorts or a frilly tutu with high-knee socks and lots of accessories. So if you are really into Fairyke fashion and you have lots of Fairyke and you want to try out Menheruke, then that is a great place to start because they share a lot of similar traits. The graphics on t-shirt designs or jumper designs, however, obviously differ from Fairyke or perhaps from Yami Kawaii. From one of the sources that I've used for this video, how they described it was the graphics usually show an individual or maybe one or two individuals of a really cute looking girl that maybe isn't feeling so well on the inside. Also, her being drawn maybe with an eye patch or a bandage or maybe a frown upon her face also gives off the kind of feel that she may look cute with how she dresses, but there's actually something going on. This is where hospital motifs come in a lot. Of course, as Menheruke was originally used by the health board in Japan for a medical term, this is where the rooting of medical supplies has come from within Menheruke. But of course, which may differ from maybe pastel goth or yami kawaii, syringes may be filled with glitter and pink hearts. Pills, for example, might not be your average white or red and yellow pill. It may be pink and purple, or maybe pastel blue. Within Menheruke, there also is sort of the subtle usage of like bondage gear. And also another statement piece within Menheruke, which is what I wear very often, is heavy blusher underneath the eyes. This is kind of a mixture between looking ill, like you don't look completely healthy, and also kind of making you look sort of fragile and that you need protection and that you need looking after. Both of which are really good messages to mix together with Menheruke. The idea of the growing trend that is Menheruke is to put emphasis on visualizing mental health. And obviously the way that Menheruke do it with the pretty pastel palette and the cute kind of makeup, it kind of makes it really difficult to ignore. And so it would be also really difficult to also ignore all of the gory, creepy other elements to it as well. Something really awesome about Menheruke is that some new fashion designers that are coming out with different pieces for Menheruke, because they feel like working with their mental health in a visual or artistic outlet, it's making them cope better with their own mental illness. It is also really important to mention here that the term Menhera, in reference to the fashion style, is not derogatory like the original meaning of the word, meaning mental health. Menheruke fashion may actually try to benefit the mental health society, as it's trying to bring about change, awareness. It's trying to push and promote it within the Japanese society, where it's probably maybe one of the hardest places in the world to talk about mental health. Now that I've briefly explained to you the origins of Menheruke and what it actually stands for, I just want to put some of my own pointers in there. Although I have mentioned that Menheruke shares a very similar silhouette to Fairyke, I also want to tell you that in my opinion, that's not the only way you can wear Menheruke. although it's very trendy and very common and very rife at the moment to wear like an oversized top half with a short skirt etc. on the bottom half with knee-high socks, I also feel like you could wear a full-length dress. I feel like you could wear denim shorts and a crop top. I feel like you can wear jeans. I feel like you can wear almost anything you want as long as there is a slight motif or a very discreet message to do with bringing about awareness to mental health. In my opinion, that is still Menhereke. I've also mentioned how the usage of medical equipment is also quite common in Menhereke, but I also want to just make a note that Menhereke isn't just all syringes, all pills, all mouth masks, all eye patches, all nurses' caps. I feel like there is more than that to mental health, and that you can find other ways to express mental health than just using medical equipment as an example. Also, I also want to make a point that the colour palette of Menhereke, although it's quite common that the colour palette in Menhereke is a pastel colour palette, I also feel like it doesn't just have to be pastel colours as well. For example, my hair is bright pink, it's not pastel. I hardly ever wear pastel lipstick or pastel lip products or whatever. My nurse's cap that I have, one of them is not pastel. But in my opinion, I feel like that doesn't matter. In my opinion, the only reason behind Menhereke is to promote awareness of mental health. You do not have to stop at pastel hair, at bright coloured hair. You don't have to stop at syringes, at pills. You don't have to stop at oversized top half and short bottom half. There are so many ways to raise awareness of mental health within your fashion design and your fashion style that you can almost take it in any direction that you want, and that it would still be Menhereke. Obviously, I know that lots of people have lots of different opinions on many different things. Lots of people may have many different opinions on what Menhereke is. I just want to make a disclaimer that I'm not an expert on Menhereke. I've only been in the fashion style myself for the last maybe 6 months. I've only really been aware of the fashion style for maybe the last 6 months. I'm not a fashion guru, I'm not anybody important. This is just some things that I've come across on research of different sources I found online, and also my own opinion, which is completely and obviously my own opinion. You don't have to listen to anything I'm saying. I just really wanted to let you all know that you're not bound by anything that you may see that I do or anything you may see that other people do, because Menhereke, there are no specific rules. The idea behind Menhereke is to spread awareness of mental health in Japan, where it was originated from, because it is so difficult to talk about such an important topic. I just want you all to know that I have given you an invitation to absolutely run in any single direction you want to with Menhereke. Do not stop at pastels or medical equipment or the same silhouette as Fairy K. If you want to do that, then that's great, because obviously I'm wearing pastels today. I have medical equipment on that I'm wearing, but some days I may wear just jeans and a t-shirt, and then maybe just my little fluffy man right here. I may have him on my jacket. That might be the only thing relating to Menhereke I am wearing that day. However, it is still Menhereke because it's still making awareness to mental health. I would really like to see all the different ideas you come up with within Menhereke, and if you do try out Menhereke for the first time, whether it's sticking to the most obvious pastel palette, the Fairy K silhouette, the medical equipment accessories, or whether it's going in a bold different direction that no one's seen before. Thank you all of you for trying out Menhereke, and I want to see what you guys do. So if you try anything, and then please tag me in it on Instagram. My Instagram account name is Menhereke. It's exactly the same username as my YouTube channel, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find. I also want you to all know that you are extremely loved, and that if you're suffering from mental illness, then it is okay. You don't have to be scared or frightened, and that the Menhereke community, they're not only doing everything they can in Japan, but hopefully the international Menhereke community can rise up and we can do lots of things together to raise awareness of mental health. Also, on a side note, if you need someone to talk to, then please know that you can have confidence within me and you can have confidentiality with me. And I mean, I like talking to people, so if you need someone to talk to which you don't have, then you can talk to me if you like. Just remember that just because you're into any fashion style, you shouldn't be pulled down into tight restrictions and rules of what that fashion style should be. Remember to still stay true to you, and that you are still unique, and that you should still be unique. Hey guys, as you can maybe see on my laptop, I am currently editing the video that you're watching right now. However, I have only realised after I have finished editing that my camera cut out near the end of what I was saying, so I'm currently using my phone to record. I hope you don't mind. I just wanted to point out that it is extremely important for you all to remember to stay true to yourself no matter what fashion style you relate yourself to. And I want you all to remember that you are loved, and that I think that you're super amazing no matter what fashion style you are into. If you have any questions at all whatsoever regarding anything to do with Menhereke or anything else, then please do not hesitate to ask me or let me know if there's anything you want to see in the next video. I am hopefully doing the Menhere tag next on this channel, so make sure you look out for that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!